Good morning and welcome to Hello Westchester here on WCHE every Monday from 11:30 to noon. I'm Eric Lambera, joined by Kara Corraduni, publisher of Hello Westchester, which you can subscribe at hellowestchesterpa.com. Good morning, Kara. How are you this morning?
We are doing pretty good.
Great to have you back here as always. So looking forward to another great show, lots of great topics. So we'll get right into things here. The first story we had for today, Westchester is opening a grocery store in the borough.
Yeah, so this is something we've been talking about for years now. Actually, the idea was originally pitched by the Westchester Cooperative more than 10 years ago now, with the idea of bringing a full-service grocery store to the borough of Westchester. It would serve a few needs, one of being accessibility. It would be one of the only walkable options if you needed to stop and get food. But it's been a long time coming. It is a community-owned grocery store, so they have member owners. It's a cooperative, so it's taken a while to build up that membership and get all the necessary loans and do all the work. But they are now officially getting very, very close. The store will be located at 142 East Market Street. This is right by the bus station there, actually, so nice accessibility for them, right next to the La Baguette Magique, the French bakery over there on West Market Street, 204 West Market. I'm not sure if I gave the wrong address there. But so I was able to stop in last week, get a first look at how things are coming along, and it is looking good. Shelves are built out. They're being stocked as we speak. They were doing all like shelf-stable goods when I was there. But there's a wide variety of options. There's going to be, obviously, your shelf-stable items, canned goods, all the specialty products. There will be produce, fresh meats, and seafoods. There will be a frozen food section. There will be a refrigeration section. You will have your milk and your eggs and all that kind of things there, too. There's a bulk food section, so for nuts and things like that. There's even a pet section. So it's a wide variety. It's not necessarily going to be a specialty food store. So it does distinguish itself from, say, Carlino's, which is close by and does have some grocery items, but really they are more of a specialty food store known for their prepared items and their foods and their baked goods. This will be more traditional grocery, and they actually are partnering with the same food distributor that does Kimberton Whole Foods. So if you're familiar with that local independent grocer, it'll be similar. They do have under that a partnership with Cadia. It's a private label brand that serves independent retailers. It kind of is that store brand option, but for independent retailers. And this gives them an opportunity of and I talked to Co-op President Judy Carino while I was taking a tour, and she kind of describes it as value pricing, and the idea is good, better, best. So it will be more, there'll be differentiation in the price points. There will be some lower priced items, as well as like kind of higher end and specialty products. If you're looking for that, there'll be independent brands. There will be, organic and specialty brands, but then there's also this kind of Cadia brand, which is kind of on that more competitive price point. So it should be a nice addition to the borough. It'll be a nice addition to downtown Westchester, have this option. I think we've really kind of need it. I think we needed it for a while, but then we lost Rite Aid, last year too, which really limited what you could do as far as if you had to make a quick run for something. Not a whole lot of options. Now that will really expand. And like I said, there's grocery items. There are some non-grocery items. I did see the pet section. Didn't take note as to what else there would be there, but I think there's some other items, probably cleaning and other things you would find in a traditional grocery store.
I had read that last week that they had 800 member owners. They had made a post about that, and it looks like they are still having opportunities to join their team. I'm reading an assistant store manager that they were looking for and stuff. So looks like they're still continuing to grow and expand, but off to a good start.
Yes, and expanding quickly at this point. I know it was a slow build as they've been going along, but their numbers are adding a little more quickly now. And when I talked to Judy, she said that tends to happen every time they hit a milestone. They get a burst of interest and owners. Obviously, the more owners and people investing, the quicker things come to fruition. So things are looking good. They are.
Now, do they have an official launch date, like an official open date?
Right. Yes, they are targeting August 21st is their official target launch date. They did some they brought some member owners in this weekend to shop so they could test point of sales. They are targeting the 21st for that open date. But they would like to move it up if possible. So as Judy was saying, you don't want to be going live over the weekend in case something goes wrong. So they're gonna try to move it up if they can. But look at August 21st for that open date.
Yep, and I'm seeing a lot of information on their social media, their Facebook as well. So maybe stay tuned for an official date on that if things do change there. So
yes.
That is a little bit on the Westchester opening a grocery store in the borough. Now let's go next to the restaurant inspection reports out for the month of July.
Yeah, so it was a busy month for the health inspector. So we do this every month where we take a look at what's going on at the health department, and each year, once a year, the health department is required to visit all establishments selling food or distributing food in Chester County. That's the annual inspection. During that time, they check for health safety measures. And last month, we had 14 institutions that were out of compliance with the Chester County Health Department, several with a number of violations, some concerning ones as well. One of the places that was out last month was Asuka. This is a sushi restaurant.
Okay,
Sorry.
Got it.
Monday mornings. Sushi restaurant on at 1502 Westchester Pike. They had 22 violations, including employees changing tasks without washing their hands in between. There was employee medication found in the food prep area, a can opener left on the floor, cooked pork and chicken that was put away without a date as to when it was made. There were oil and equipment stored under a prep table where the chicken was being prepared. A lot of contamination risk there. The oil was discarded and the surfaces cleaned and sanitized. There was also a number of cleaning tasks that the restaurant was left with. Another one that was out was the KinderCare Daycare Center at 400 Skies Boulevard. They had 9 violations, including water temps that were not getting hot enough and floors and shelves that needed cleaning. But they also had some little more serious ones. They had ants all over their syrup bottles, and mouse droppings were found in the measuring spoons and along the edge of the floor. Both the syrup bottles and the measuring spoons were discarded at the time of the inspection. Pest control was called, but the center was left with some stern recommendations from the health inspectors, including to keep all foods tightly covered, maintain all exterior doors closed and tight fitting in the frames, and conduct a thorough cleaning of the kitchen. That's probably not great news if you have kids over there at KinderCare.
Yeah, and then, so how many, total? I know we usually go through a few, but, how many total for this month?
There were 14 out.
14? I got
14 out, yeah. Another one that was out with a number of violations was Barnaby's. They had 16 violations. This included raw shrimp and beef and eggs that were stored above ready-to-eat foods in the kitchen. You don't want to store raw meat products and things like that above ready-to-eat foods because you risk contamination. Anything were to drip on there, that could be quite dangerous. Then you have ready-to-eat foods stored without dates, indicating when they were made. There was coolers that were not keeping the drinks garnishes cool enough, and equipment stacked wet. There was also sliced cheeses, Manhattan clam chowder, cooked mushrooms, and cooked mixed vegetables that were all kept past their expiration dates. Also, the soda gun nozzles, drains, and most of the ice machine interiors had some sort of residue on them and needed a good cleaning. Another one that was out was Target. They didn't have a whole lot of violations, but they had some significant ones. They had 5 violations, and this included 2 severely dented cans of powder infant formula that were out, should not have been, and over 50 packages of expired lunch meats were found out and, left out for sale. All those items were immediately removed, but it's a good reminder to make sure you double check those dates on all your products so you don't accidentally pick up something that may have been expired.
Well, especially sometimes it's not, with the lunch meat specifically, not cheap.
No,
sometimes by
it's
the
not
pound.
cheap, and there's some expiration dates that I think are a little more, I keep a little closer eye on than others, and lunch meat is one you don't really want expired. Mm-hmm. Another popular restaurant that was out, Pietro's Prime over on West Market Street, they had 18 violations, included dented cans that were found among those that intended for use. They also had ready-to-use syrups that were kept beyond their use-by dates. And then they saw there was an employee seen touching the coffee beans with bare hands. There was tuna stored above ready-to-eat foods, and then tuna, salmon, lobster, grouper, cooked mushrooms, onion, cream cheese, and several other foods that were left out on a prep top, and the temperatures were allowed to rise to 43 to 50 degrees. You can't have food above 41. That encourages bacteria growth, and it's a no-no with the health inspectors. So those foods were either discarded or relocated during the inspection. And then I think one more, the Radley Run Country Club. This is over at 1100 Country Club Road. They were out. They had 19 violations. Again, raw meat stored above ready-to-eat foods. The coolers in the pool and the tavern were not keeping items cold enough. The foods at the pool were found at 54 degrees rather than 41, which is a pretty big difference. Those were discarded during the inspection. There was also a tabletop can opener, deli slicer, and soda machine nozzles, ice cubes, and various ice machine interiors that all needed to be cleaned and sanitized before they could be used again. There was mold-like growth on the strawberries in the clubhouse bar. Also in the clubhouse bar were some mouse droppings, and they were told to get the pest management at the service in the bar area ASAP. So hopefully they followed those instructions and things are in better shape now.
And now what about some of the ones back in compliance?
Yeah, so fair bit back in, which is great news. Popeyes, Aldo's Restaurant and Grill is back in. So is Mishi Sushi, The Biscuit Lady, Buddy's Burgers, Merrill Gardens, Benny's, Wellington's at Hershey Mill, Chesterbrook Academy, Two Fish and Five Loaves, Bailey's Dairy, Northbrook Marketplace, Giant Sushi, Rolling Stars Bakery, Moss, and China Palace are all back in this month. So some good news there.
And then what about the 100% Club? Anyone in this month?
Yeah, so 100% Club, this is something we made up, but this is for all those people that make it through their routine inspection. Remember, this is unannounced. Somebody just shows up and they have 0 violations. Not easy to do, but a few manage every month. This month we had Sweet Beans Ice Cream, Insomnia Cookies, Goshen Fire Company, Spaz Beverage, St. Paul's Baptist Church, CVS Pharmacy on West Goshen, and KG Foods, all in the 100% Club.
So it sounds like an action-packed report.
There's a lot, yeah.
Out of compliance, a lot coming in, and then a lot with the 100% as well. So that's a little bit on the inspection reports for July. And let's try to squeeze one more in here. That was West Goshen renewing software licensing for a series of license plate readers.
Yes, this is part of our Sunshine Report for last week, brought to us by Margie Swart. And yeah, so the West Goshen Township Board of Supervisors approved a $31,977 licensing expense. This renews the township's vehicle intelligence and plate recognition system, shortcut Viper. So the township currently operates 6 license plate readers in the township. This has been coming up a lot lately in the news, so just to look at what's going on there. So they use a company called PlateLogic Q, which is so a lot of the discussion has been around flock safety. So you'll hear that name. West Goshen and Westchester don't use flock safety, but they do have the same technology through a group called PlateLogic Q. That's a local company. They're founded in the greater Westchester area here, but it provides the same type of surveillance, I guess is, kind of one way to put it. So so these systems are they can do a lot. According to a federal report, the software can identify and catalog license plate numbers, vehicle make, model, and color, as well as any distinguishing features such as roof racks, toolboxes, decals, and stickers. The platform can also search historical vehicle detections, integrate with dispatch systems, and alert officers when a vehicle of interest is detected. At the board meeting, board chairman Sean Walsh did read a statement from West Goshen Police Chief Michael Carroll about the township's usage. Like I said, they currently have the technology deployed at 6 intersections throughout the township. The first installation occurred in 2020 under a 5-year contract, and then they have added several those additional locations over the years. They were up for renewal of that licensing. Chief went on to talk to the board about the importance to his department. He called them one of the greatest advances of technology for police work. He says they're critical in saving officer time and providing successful outcomes. So they're very big on this technology. Of course, there are some downsides, and privacy experts have been raised around them and what they're done with them. So data retention, information sharing, they've, been obviously can be used improperly as well. And they do come with annual expenses. So it's just, let residents know what's going on out there, and a little bit of sunshine from Margie. Those expenses were approved, so the use of cameras will continue.
Yep, and I know you mentioned the flock readers. There has been a lot of talk about that, and so kind of been in the news a little bit lately. So that was the latest. West Goshen renewing the software licensing for a series of license plate readers. That takes us to the middle of the program. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back to Hello Westchester. I'm Eric Lambera, joined by Kara Cordoni, publisher of Hello Westchester, which you can subscribe at hellowestchesterva.com. So going to some quick updates, a tough one for the first one here, stabbing in West Goshen Park.
Yeah, so this occurred last Saturday, so a week ago Saturday, at approximately 6:45 p.m. An adult male was stabbed during an argument that took place near the snack shack by the baseball fields at West Goshen Community Park. Individuals involved in the altercation were reportedly wearing tie-dyed shirts. That was the only information provided by the police department, but they are asking for residents, if they have any information, to contact them. You can reach the West Goshen Police Department at 610-696-7400.
I'm going to assume they probably have a tip line as well, right?
I think that may be what they use as the tip line, because that's the number they give out all the time.
Got it. So that was a stabbing at West Goshen Park. So as Kara mentioned, if you have information, they would greatly appreciate that. Let's go next to the Growers Market, celebrating National Farmers Market Week.
Yeah, so in honor of National Farmers Market Week, I had a chance to talk with Westchester Grower Market Manager Carrie Harkness. She's new at the market, just started this spring, but she's off to a great start. And she was telling me how things have been going this summer at the Westchester Growers Market, and it's been a very busy summer for them. So they had about 26, 27 vendors out on Saturday. It's a mix of your regulars, and then they really are working to add some specialty vendors that come, guest vendors. They come out here and there to kind of expand the options, and they're going to look to continue to do that. So good year. I know we talked a little bit about the intestinal parasite sweeping the country, and while that's not great for most of us, it has been good for the market, the locally grown, and being able to talk with the farmers about how produce is grown and their methods is, reassuring to people when things like that are floating out there. So it's been great, and I'm sure Saturday was another a record-breaking day for them because it was really nice out this weekend.
Right. Never been to the growers market, but I've always heard good things.
It's good. Once you get it in your Saturday morning routine, it's a great place to go.
And they're, I believe, 9 to 1.
Yeah.
So some good hours there. So that is the Westchester Growers Market celebrating National Farmers Market Week. Let's go next to Turk's Head Wines opening a full-service restaurant.
Yes. So for a long time now, it has been wine tastings and snacks, but most things that you did not really have to cook. Well, now they have a full-service restaurant. They have welcomed new head chef Dave McDonald, and they're going with something they're coining wine-first dining. So rather than planning a menu, they are going to start with owner and founder Allison Owen, who's also a third-degree sommelier. I'm not sure. I'm not a huge wine expert, but she is. So she's going to start by picking the wines she wants to feature and then work with Chef Dave McDonald to build out the menu to kind of highlight those wines. So a little reverse approach. I'm sure it'll be delicious. And that service started last Thursday, so it should be up and running. I don't know if anybody's had a chance to try it out, but
Well, I was going to say that it is interesting because a lot of restaurants will create the dish and then decide which wine pairs best with it. But
exactly.
Kind of reversing the process, so unique taste on that. Let's go next to, I'm looking forward to this next one here. Tires Season 3 is coming to Westchester.
Yes. So this Tires Season 3 hits Netflix on August 13th. And so Tires is the show from Steve Gerber and Shane Gillis and their writing partner. Those are the two leads, though. And it follows the Tires is a tire store chain, a local chain, and Steve Gerber, who plays Will, is the manager, and they are trying to bring back this family chain. But in the past, while it has been filmed in Westchester, the show has been from, quote-unquote, Valley Forge. Well, this year, they're actually going to shift that because they gave the two leads their own tire outlet to manage, and it will be located in Westchester. So that'll be fun. And also, I heard, too, I read this in the Hollywood Reporter, that Shane purchased and built out the store next door to the Tires building, Tires, etc., on Eastgate, which is where they film kind of the core of it, built out the shops next to it to create their own little studio here in Westchester.
Unfortunately, did not film here. They filmed in our, station last year, but it was great getting to do that and really looking forward to watching it. And it's one that you can binge too, because I think it's 12 episodes if it's the same as last year, and 25 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
So that'll be coming out on Netflix, so on the 13th, so that would be this Thursday. And let's go next to Friends of Everhart Park fundraise for gazebo improvements.
Yeah, so the gazebo in the center of Everhart Park was built in 1908. If you've been to the park, I'm sure you've seen it. It straddles the stream that goes through. It's a rustic wooden structure, and it has served as a fixture of the park for more than 100 years. Typically, Westchester Borough handles park maintenance and upkeep, but due to the nature of this project, the Friends of Everhart Park have decided to step in because they really would like to see it done by some master craftsmen, and the borough really has to go with the lowest qualified bidder, which would service the project, but maybe not at the same skill level as what Friends of Everhart Park would like to see. So they've taken it on as a little fundraising project. They're looking to raise $88,000 to replace the roof and repair some of the poles and benches. They are well underway. They recently secured a $10,000 anonymous gift to help them go. So, so they're working hard on that. If you would like to help out, I'm sure they would welcome the donations.
It's getting off to a good start, and I'm reading it was a 1908 gazebo.
Yes.
So very long overdue as far as the improvements there. Let's go next to the sports front. Westchester has another team with a chance to make a World Series run.
Yeah, so we talked about this last week. with one Westchester team making a Little League World Series run. Well, it turns out they unfortunately lost, and hopefully we do not jinx another team. But right now, the East Side Little League team, they just won the Pennsylvania State Championship, and they are currently playing in the East Regional for a chance to move on to the Little League tournament. In covering these Little League teams, I've learned a little bit about Little League, and there's a few different divisions, so it's not just one tournament. The team from West Side that was playing in California is actually part of the 50-70 division. This is a little bit of a older age group, and their tournament was held in California. The Little League team from East Side, who is still in the tournament, they're actually in the official Little League category. So if they win the regional, if they win the regional, they will move on to Williamsport, and they will play in the big Little League tournament that's broadcast live on ABC. So I do know they won their first game. I know the championships are on Friday, so sending lots of luck to them.
Wishing them luck, and I know, as you mentioned, a great run so far, and it's always great to see that local representation. So that was Westchester with another team at a chance at a World Series run. And then I know we have to look ahead to a few things as well.
Yeah. So, looking ahead next week.
Just a couple upcoming events. And by the way, there is no newsletter on Friday.
That's right. Sorry. Yeah, no newsletter on Friday. I'm taking one final vacation. But looking ahead this week, we have, on Wednesday is the Westchester Mile. The 13th is what, Wednesday?
Yeah, yep.
No, it's on Thursday.
Thursday,
Sorry.
Yeah, the 13th.
So
yeah.
Westchester Mile, it's run at Henderson at 6:30 p.m. That is a fun race if you like to run. It's open to anyone, but there's also an elite men's 800 and an elementary 400. So if your little kids, they want to run, they can do that for $10. The elite men, you have to qualify for, but if you want to see some fast races, that's a great one to check out. Also on Thursday, Bones Brigade is playing at the Brandywine Summer Concert Series over on 1760 Unionville Wawasett Road. That starts at 7 p.m. Bring your own chair, blanket, and cooler. Then on Saturday is the Look Around Festival. This is back in Westchester this year. This is over at the Elks Lodge. It's a day full of music, starts at noon and runs to 12 a.m. There will be food, music, vendors, drinks, everything you could want. Tickets are $25, so get on those. Also, this weekend on Sunday is the Community Day at the Westchester Community Center. This is formerly the Milton Center, 501 East Minor Street. Their annual community event starts at 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be a day of basketball, food trucks, vendors, live music, and more. Should be a lot of fun.
Yep, so an action-packed weekend. You mentioned Look Around, always a big festival, a great time, and the Community Day as well. So lots of stuff going on. Kara, I hope you have a great trip.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it.
Yep, and we'll talk again in a couple weeks. And thank you, listeners, for checking out today's show, and we will see you next time.